This German woman has declared war on modern women.
Want your husband, future husband, to spin on a ring on you, engagement ring?
Easily 75.
Hell no.
75. Why is that?
The most a guy should spend on a wedding ring?
I definitely want a huge rock, so I'm gonna guess that it probably costs about at least like $500,000.
This German woman has declared war on modern women. Today's video comes from Soraya. Her channel is linked in the description. To be clear, Soraya is often trying to say, hey, listen, ladies, we can snatch your man. We don't have to, women overseas will compete for men. And, if you want to learn how to keep a man, I'll teach you, but you're going to have to change your attitude. And a lot of modern women are not going to do that. They are absolutely not going to do that. So while she is not outright looking for war, she is more than equipped to fight one. And that's really what's going on right now. She broke the internet recently when she basically said black women can no longer compete for black men. And she was on every YouTube channel, on every podcast. She was everywhere. Watch the end of the video to really understand the implications that this has for women in Western society, as women overseas are not messing it around anymore. They've taken off the gloves and they are swinging hard. Now let's just go ahead and jump right back into the video.
Does it cost that much?
I would say maybe like, I don't really know, but I would at least hope somebody's spending like 30,000 or 50, right?
Like I told you, I don't want that ugly ring. You keep asking me, I'm not playing. Take it back. Get your money back.
What's wrong with the ring?
I don't want it.
Do you guys want to know how much my wedding ring cost? Here, 500 euros for both rings. I believe my husband and I are cheap. I think I'm a low value woman, and I believe I have no standards, right? Matter of fact, I am a Pookie savior according to some of the ladies out here on these YouTube streets. You want to know something? Even though I come from a traditional Turkish family and Turkish weddings are extravagant with hundreds of people invited and you don't even know half of them, when my husband and I got married, we said we want to keep it as simple as possible. We don't need it to be extravagant. We don't need all of these people. Matter of fact, if we have never spoken to these people before, why are they even invited? So we just want close family members and we just want close friends and keep it as simple as possible. Ladies, are you aware of what your man has to go through in order to afford a ring that costs 50K, 500K, 75K? If you really care about that man, why would you want him to go through such a financial struggle? I have seen couples that spend thousands of euros on weddings, wedding dresses, honeymoon, diamond rings. Everything seemed to be perfect, but guess what? Their marriage didn't last 5 seconds.
I've said this plenty of times, guys, that a woman is planning her divorce before she even plans her wedding. She's planning the exit before she plans the entrance. Women are looking for plan B guys to build their lives off. Plan C guys are those guys that make like $75,000 to $100,000 a year. Yes, a man making $100,000 a year is a plan C guy. He is not a plan A guy. He is a plan C guy, because after the rent, or their mortgage is paid, all the bills are paid in the house, how much money is left over for her to spend? How much money is left over for her to waste? All right. With a guy making 100K in this economy, depending on where he lives, she's not going to be able to be out there balling out. A woman wants to be in a relationship with a man where she can walk into a dealership on any given day and basically say, you know what, I want this car. I want this car and I'm going to buy this car. And there are no arguments and there's no debate about that. For a lot of men today who are living in this economy, coming up with $5,000 for a wedding ring is a lot of money. Women call these men broke boys. And women don't even understand the concept of money. They don't understand the concept of money and the concept of value, where, you have a guy that's making $200,000 a year or a guy that's making $500,000 a year. But, compare that to a man that might be making 50K, but this guy has no debt. He has incredible benefits from his job. Yeah, and he has things like the GI Bill and all of these other things. And as a result of that, it doesn't reveal that, and he even has like a housing voucher. So, for example, he works for the military, and they're providing with a housing voucher, so he doesn't have to pay, for housing or anywhere close to what other people are paying for housing. he has excellent health insurance, and he has a pension. And a lot of modern women won't understand that this guy that has no debt and has all of these things benefits from working in the military for the last 10 years, has more value and can provide a better life than a guy that might be making $300,000 a year, but he's saddled down with student loan debt. So a significant portion of his income is going to pay off his student loans, and he has all kinds of bills and other things. They don't care. They just hear 300K. They just hear 500K, you know? And they don't even take into consideration where these people live. You live in New York, but a part of you're a doctor in New York making $300,000 a year, but a large part of your income is going back to paying off your student loans, and then there's the cost of rent and everything else. This guy does not have that kind of money to give you a lifestyle that you think that you deserve. And you have women who are basically, they work at McDonald's. They don't make anything close to this kind of money, but they expect, because you're a man, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be out there sacrificing yourself to come up with this money so that you can have her presence. There's a big change happening in America right now, happening in Western societies, the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, Australia. There's an awakening by men men are realizing they would rather be alone. And men are starting to say, wait a minute, if I can conquer my fear of being alone, I don't need a woman. If I can conquer myself, forget about trying to conquer someone else. If I can conquer myself and my fear of being alone and learn how to not only be alone, but to be happy alone, I will have nothing but inner peace and joy. I will have nothing but abundance. My days will be blessed. I will be happier by myself. And that's what's happening right now, guys. That's what's going on with men. And for men who are saying they do want a relationship, they're saying, well, I'm going to go MWA. I'm going to be a man with alternatives. I'll go overseas and find someone overseas, and I'm not bringing them back. I'm not bringing them back to the States. I'll meet them over there, and they can stay there. They can keep their butts over there. I'll build them a small house, build them a small house or cottage. Some guys call it a college or something like that. It's very cheap in places like the Philippines or Cambodia or whatever. It's very cheap in these places, Mexico, depending on where you go in Mexico. And I'll go over there and I'll visit them. I'll fly over there, spend a couple of weeks, spend even a couple of months, and I'll just come right back to the US. And that's it. And that's going to be my life, And if she cheats on me, then guess what? Her free ticket is over. It's over for her. All right? There's not much she can do. Child support is cheap in these countries. So she won't be getting American money for that kid. All right? She'll be getting the money in that country. All right? I'll send her $1,000. I will send her $1,000 a year. And that's it. And that is plenty of money. In a country like the Philippines, you send a woman $1,000 for child support in the Philippines, that's a ton of money. That is a ton of money. I hear stories about Sims spending thousands of dollars for private school and all of this garbage, which is absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. All right? Some dudes are disappearing. For example, if the woman doesn't know your name, if she doesn't know your actual name, right? And a lot of dudes do this. They don't give her, the woman does not know their name. She doesn't know their actual name. She doesn't have any of their actual details. Unless she looks at their driver's license or something else. She has no way of finding these men. And a lot of these men, they go over there, they don't even give the girl a fake name, and they give her a fake name and a fake phone number. They give her a burner phone number. And then they have their fun, and they go to another island, and they never go to the same island twice. And if she gets pregnant and she has a baby, well, that's her problem, not theirs. This is how a lot of men live. I'm not saying it's right, but this is what's happening with men right now. Men have been burned bad. As a result of being burned bad by women in society, men no longer care. We live in a very dishonorable society. that still expects men to be honorable. Can you imagine this? Men have been punished for being men. Men have been told that this society absolutely hates you. All right, we hate you. Yet we need you to be honorable. We need you to protect and serve. We need you to sacrifice, or else we'll shame you and tell you that you're not a real man, and we'll punish you for it. The only thing it's going to do is result in men walking away and going where they are appreciated, going where they are celebrated. This is only going to result in women finding themselves in deeper states of poverty, destitution, hardship, living in the streets, living in their cars, living in shelters, living in the woods, because men are no longer going to subsidize their living. And men are going to do just enough to survive and thrive and no more. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying the content, subscribe to our newsletter for my personal thoughts, insights, and a free copy of my ebook, The Blueprint for Escaping the Rat Race. Click the link in the description to get your free copy. Guys, what do you think regarding all of this? The German woman this German woman, Soraya, she's of Turkish descent, but she was born, I believe, born and raised in Germany. This German woman has declared war on modern women. Let me know what you guys think, and we'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away, and cheers.